couple other things that I forgot to mention about photosynthesis. Okay, so normally in the exam you will get a question. First part of the question will be kind of like describe photosynthesis. So that's where you would draw the chloroplast. You would write the equation, and you would talk about the light and the dark cycle, which is what I just talked about. Okay, the second part of the question will very likely be something around the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so what is the rate? Basically, how fast is photosynthesis happening? Okay, so there are a number of things that can influence photosynthesis. If you write down the equation, water plus carbon dioxide in the presence of light and nutrients goes to glucose plus oxygen. Okay, so we remember that basically, okay, so the water comes in the light cycle, carbon dioxide comes in the dark cycle, glucose, dark cycle, oxygen, light, although we call that the Kelvin. Okay, so let's think about it. Okay, so things that are going to influence photosynthesis. Obviously, the amount of water that you have is going to influence the rate of photosynthesis. If this goes down, then these will go down, right? It's an equation. So if you change something here, then you're going to change something here. So the rate of photosynthesis is going to increase or decrease depending on how much water you have. If you've got too little water, obviously the light cycle is not going to happen. Okay, haven't got the light cycle, you're not going to get the dark cycle, and photosynthesis is basically going to stop if you don't have any water. Okay, if you have a little bit of water, it's going to go up a little bit. If you've got the right amount of water, then it's going to be optimum, yeah. If you've got too much water, what's going to happen is the water's going to rush into the cells, for example, similar to osmosis, yeah. So we know that water rushes into cells if the water potential outside of the cells is too great. So you've got too much water, then basically the cells are going to retain a whole bunch of water and eventually they might burst. And obviously that's going to influence the rate of photosynthesis if your cells are bursting. Okay, so too much water isn't great, too little water isn't great, optimum is obviously good. Same with the carbon dioxide. Okay, if you saturate your cells with too much carbon dioxide, then you're going to have side effects to that. So basically I would say as the carbon dioxide increases, your photosynthesis is going to increase, but it's probably going to get to a point. So if I show you this thing, it's going to come up, and then it's going to get to a point where kind of the rate has reached its maximum. Okay, so this would be the same. So carbon dioxide, the amount of carbon dioxide you have. The rate should be here. So this is the amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, so as you increase carbon dioxide, it's going to increase, and then it's going to get to a point where it can't increase anymore. Okay, so at the maximum rate. Okay, same with water. So it's going to get to a maximum rate, and it's going to stop. It's not going to keep increasing to infinity. There's obviously limitations to the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so basically this is the same for light. Okay. In the presence of light, you need light for photosynthesis. You got more light, you're going to increase the rate of photosynthesis to a point, and then it's just going to level out because you can't go any higher than that. Okay, carbon dioxide, light. What could happen though, if you give it too much light, then that might increase the temperature. Okay, and if you increase the temperature, okay, so photosynthesis obviously works best at whatever the temperature of the plant has, adapted to. So it's going to have an optimum temperature, and anywhere outside of that optimum temperature, its enzymes will likely not work properly. Okay, so we've got this thing that looks like this. Okay, temperature. So it's going to be the rate temperature. Okay, so when you talk about temperature, I would talk about the fact that enzymes are really important during photosynthesis, and enzymes work at an optimum temperature. Anything above or below that, the enzymes aren't going to work very well, okay, and they'll denature and basically not do their job. Also, if you increase temperature or decrease temperature too much, you might harm the tissues of the cells, and then obviously that's going to influence photosynthesis as well. Okay, so basically, yeah, that's the end of photosynthesis for you.